A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News tonight with me, Wadulo, Mark, Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Without further ado, let's take a look at the top stories and then get straight into the bulletin.
Brought to you by
Rehabilitation ethanol stores and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Rehabilitation by Bukona.
In our top stories tonight, the Vice President urges Katakwi District border cyclists to form circles to unlock Emyoga. State Minister for Labour Esther Anyakun tips Ugandans on the innovative spirit of Eritrean immigrants. Kawolo General Hospital emergency ambulance driver displays selflessness at service. And in sports, Uganda registers 15 women eyeing the international tournament. Thank you very much for joining us. We now give you the news in detail. In our top story tonight, the Vice President Jessica Alupo has urged border cyclists in Katakwi District to unite through savings and credit cooperatives to unlock opportunities under the Emyoga initiative. She was speaking during a sensitization drive on road safety and wealth creation at Katakwi Playground. Alupo commended the Microfinance Support Center for its role in empowering communities with the revolving fund. Alupo called for intensified training to ensure that everybody benefits from government's wealth creation programs. Let's have a look.
Katakwi Playground is busy as communities celebrate milestones of the Emyoga initiative. The Katakwi Empowered Women Integrated Emyoga Enterprise and Toroma County Women Entrepreneurs Emyoga Circles are at the forefront of this transformation. These women have innovative enterprises, soap making, peanut butter production and crafting, reusable sanitary towels, handmade shoes and bags. Through these activities, many have increased their incomes, transformed their homesteads. The Vice President, Jessica Alupo, urged more community groups to get organized and benefit from these government wealth creation supported programs.
And now he is announcing another additional 20 million Boda Sako, Usu County. Additional 20 million Boda Sako, Ngariam County. Another additional 20 million Boda Sako, Toroma County, making it 50 million in each Boda Sako. That is what His Excellency the President tells me, that you just guide your people.
She was officiating at the sensitization drive on road safety and mobilization for the Emyoga initiative. She called upon border cyclists to form savings and credit cooperatives.
Every Boda must belong to that Sako. So I call upon all the Bodas to join the circles. Because if you are in a circle and your tires are worn out, you can go to your circle and borrow your money or your savings and buy tires for your boda. You can never be stranded. And if there are any constraints which are stopping you from joining the boda circle in your county, you raise them.
The Microfinance Support Center Central Region Manager, Joseph Baraza, emphasized adapting a saving culture and maximizing these resources for community development.
Savings. The bigger the number, the better. The more savings and the stronger the circle, the more funds they have to borrow from the circle on top of what government has given to them as seed. So the 30 people should be a localized arrangement here, not known by government and not the directives you did give us.
The Emyoga initiative is about money, fostering unity, self-reliance and a shared vision for a better tomorrow. From women entrepreneurs to border cyclists, Katakwi is embracing this transformation initiative. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Boita.
The Church, Buganda government and central government have applauded the tremendous works done by the late engineer Daniel Sebugwao towards his country during his lifetime. This was in the message from mourners who gathered at St. Paul Cathedral, Namirembe, during the farewell service for the late engineer Daniel Sebugwao, husband to the State Minister, ICT Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao. Engineer Daniel Sebugwao breathed his last on Friday evening, and we'll be sharing with you that story later to come. The Minister for Labour, Employment and Industrial Relations, Esther Anyakun, has encouraged Ugandans to learn from the innovative spirit of Eritrean immigrants, which has helped them become self-employed. She was at the Eritrean Citizens Annual Conference. Let's have a look at the details.
Annual conference in Konge Buziga, Anyakun noted that Uganda is home to approximately 15,000 Eritreans, some of whom are investing in the country.
We see we see all the investors as catalysts of development in this country, who bring in different cultures, values, ethics, morals, and opinions. If you move in Kampala, now.
She praised the Eritrean community's contributions to Uganda's development and assured them of the government's continued support.
And everyone who comes from Eritrea. Uganda is an open door country. So everybody can come and enjoy this country. I'm sure our weather, our food, someone was just explaining here how Ugandans are good. We are born warm. The moment a Ugandan is born, he has a warm heart.
Eritrean ambassador to Uganda, Hamd Sulaiman, hailed government for allowing Eritreans thrive in Uganda.
So let us embrace that. Shows you that there is peace, that there is respect, that even if you don't know, you don't judge him, you still respect him, whatever he's doing. So, my Eritrean counterparts, today I would like to underline that let us embrace the good culture.
Presidential Advisor on Diaspora Affairs, Abe Chigozi Walusimbi, highlighted the significant investments made by Eritreans to create jobs.
So you could have a feel of the Ugandan presidential culture of welcoming everybody. And we are happy that this year the Eritrean community is giving us a feel of greater culture that you have brought with you to share with us.
Kisanet Tedros, who led the event, commended Ugandans for the hospitality and peaceful nature.
This is the second edition Eritrean Conference and second edition Balas Bubu Festival. We've done the festival in 2022. For only kids, and then we started the Eritrean Investment Conference in 2023. But right now we're doing a fusion between the two, where every culture comes together as one, especially Uganda.
This is the second time Eritrean citizens met to reflect on their achievements in Uganda. I'm Nafka Farid and Joseph Moyingo.
Now, as it is our custom to bring you news of what has transpired across the country, our reporter in an unplanned coverage met an emergency ambulance driver who fought hard to rescue lives of two patients whom he was rushing to Mulago National Referral Hospital from Kawolo General Hospital. The reporter followed him to Mulago Hospital before getting trapped by the presidential convoy. The driver explains the challenges they faced during the execution of duty, including today's moment. Let's have a look.
Running forth and back on and off the steering wheel in this video to check on the status quo of casualties aboard is Jackson Sarunjo G, an emergency ambulance driver and a resident of Mukono attached to Kawolo General Hospital. Sarunjo G was spotted at Mukono along Ginger Road trying to save lives of two patients from Kawolo General Hospital. Despite his resilience and great charisma to ensure the two reached the health facility for referral alive, it was a tug of war for him to beat the tight traffic congestion along Ginger Road. Several times, he got out of the ambulance to check on the patient's status and change the drips. He occasionally shouted at the drivers who were hesitant to allow him the right of way. Later, it came to our notice as movement including pedestrians had been restricted, waiting for the president's convoy to proceed. The convincing of the passengers prompted officers to allow the ambulance to proceed for patients' referral, as our vehicle was not cleared. We remained stranded as we didn't know the ambulance's final destination. After a while, movement and traffic flow normalized, but it was hard to trace for the ambulance, although we recalled it was branded Kaolo General Hospital. We later managed to get the contacts leading us to the struggling driver, who informed us he was already at Mulago Hospital. Upon arrival at the Mulago facility, the patients had already been attended to, and the driver had headed to Kaolo to rescue others. We followed him and met him along Northern Bypass. In expression of his heroic discipline and commitment, he shared the challenges he went through in the bid of saving the two patients' lives.
We had an accident in Mabira, and one was in Stega, and one was brought by police. So we had to evacuate those patients because they were in critical conditions. We evacuated them from our facility to our regional referral, which is now, I brought them to Mulago. But on my way to Mulago, it was a very hectic day to bring patients from Kaolo to Mulago. Jam was so much. The president was on the highway also around the Mukono, so that blocked the road from Mukono. All roads going to Kampala, and from Kampala all vehicles were closed.
When he asked why he kept on leaving the steering to go attend to the patients, Serunjoji said at the same time he worked as a medic, as only one nurse was left at Kaolo Hospital.
At the hospital, we had limited resources of human resource. At the time we left the hospital, we had one nurse on duty, and I could not move with that one nurse from Kaolo to Mulago. So I had to maneuver as me myself could take care of the patient in the ambulance.
He cautioned the unethical drivers on the roads despite knowing the importance of ambulances.
Actually, if people respect ambulances, we could manage to move in time and actually reach with patient when that's alive. But you reach somewhere, somebody blocks you.
He appeals to government to set up special driving lanes for ambulances.
Request, if the government allows, they could have also give us another lane on the highway for ambulances and other emergencies, so that we cannot all struggle for one lane.
Amai Vanjuko for UBC.
Well, Uganda salutes you, Mr. Serunjoji, and thank you very much for your unwavering service to the nation. And also Ivan Juko for, taking on the mantle and taking on a story like that. Now, Uganda is also facing a growing mental health crisis exacerbated by the substance abuse among its youth. The Ministry of Health and the Uganda Counseling Association say that 14 million Ugandans are grappling with mental health issues, placing Uganda 6th among countries mostly affected by mental health challenges. We have a detailed report.
Increasing cases of mental health have caught the attention of government and parents as Butabika National Referral Mental Hospital struggles with the increasing number of patients with mental health disorders.
A lot of sensitization needs to be done. Restrictions on drug use and alcohol use also needs to be done, and also family support to patients who are potentially having a risk of having a mental breakdown.
The 2022 report by Ministry of Health and the Uganda Counseling Association shows that 14 million Ugandans have mental health issues.
The community has been polluted with a lot of drugs, and of course this is posing a risk to the young generation. So limit the children from unnecessary movement, availing them with finances that will tempt them to buy these drugs. But also it's important that they are home to monitor the characters and the behaviors of their children. And where need be, if they notice that these children have been initiated to drugs, they need to reach out for rehabilitation.
This places Uganda 6th among countries most affected by mental health disorders. Dr. Okodi calls upon parents to raise their children in a supportive environment, pointing out that spaces once meant for relaxation have become hubs of harmful activities, especially substance abuse. To address this crisis, Mental Pitch, a non-profit organization in collaboration with Chinatown, has extended support to Butabika National Referral Mental Hospital.
The holidays come with togetherness, comfort, joy, but not for everyone. Some people are neglected, especially those that suffer with mental health. That's why together with Chinatown Uganda, we partnered to carry on a Christmas initiative, and we are donating household items to the patients of this hospital. This will enable them have joy and share togetherness amongst themselves, and you never know, come to a celebration.
We are so privileged this morning to be in Butabika Hospital as a part of charity work. Though we've come up with some small token, that's some Christmas donation to Butabika Hospital. We began off this charity work as we launched Chinatown. There are so many activities that we are going to be involved in. I believe by next year we would have also expanded our network in our foundation so that we are able to reach out to so many communities that are unprivileged in so many things.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, earlier I mentioned that the church, Buganda government and central government were applauded the tremendous work done by the late engineer Daniel Sebugwao towards his country during his lifetime. And here we have a story for you in detail.
Mourners gathered at St. Paul's Cathedral Namirembe to attend the requiem service of the late engineer Daniel Sebugwao. Engineer Daniel Sebugwao, husband to the State Minister ICT, Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao, succumbed to cancer last Friday. In his sermon, the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, said there must be hope in everything. He asked the Ugandans to live exemplary life and always leave a legacy.
Katonda wabanga ina kyakuwadde n'okisoma. Katonda tukuwadde kufuna bufunyi ssente. Akuwadde amagezi ogakozese n'okuzimba obwakabaka bwe. Katonda akuyise okozese obukugu obwo professionalism. Ekuyamba okubaako kyekola olw'ekkanisa. Tuse eddoboozi lyange ng'omulabirizi w'obulabirizi buno okutuusa okusaasira kwange era n'okw'obulabirizi bwonna eri maama w'ekitiibwa Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao.
The Kabaka of Buganda, in his message, read by the Speaker of Buganda Luchiko, Patrick Luwaga Mugumbule, hailed the late engineer Daniel Sebugwao as a person who made an impact on the Buganda kingdom.
Tukubagiza omutaka muyingo n'ekika ekyomusu okufiirwa omuntu abadde omukkakkamu awa ekitiibwa obuwangwa n'ennono. Twebaza Katonda olw'obulamu bwe n'emirimu gye gyonna Katonda gyamusobozesezza okukola. Tusaba Mukama abagumye mu buyinike n'omugenzi amuwe ekiwummulo eky'emirembe.
The widow and also State Minister for ICT, Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao, said her husband was loving and supporting in everything. He thanked all those who supported her during the trying moments.
Nienge kiseera kituuka nga tulina ssente tuli baavu era bwe twakomawo taata n'amuwa buli kintu kyonna n'amuteeka okuba nti alabirira ebintu bye naye nga buli ssente gyonna gy'akola yonna bw'agitwale wa taata we kwegamba omuntu abadde ow'amazima omuntu omwesimbu Mwami Ssebuggwaawo amazima go manyi gajja kutuusa mu ggulu twebaza nnyo abasawo babadde bangi nnyo abamukozeeko ab'e Nairobi aba Nakasero ab'e Mulago era njagala okwebaza abaana baffe mwebale nnyo okulabirira ddagi wammwe.
On the behalf of the central government, the condolence message was delivered by the Minister for ICT, Chris Baliomunsi, who eulogized the late as a hard-working person. Minister Baliomunsi also applauded the late for letting his wife, Joyce Nabosa Ssebuggwaawo, to serve her country.
To serve this country as a political leader. There are men, or even women, who sometimes may be uncomfortable allowing their spouses to serve in the political leadership because political leadership is quite challenging. I know given the politics of this country, there are those who are saying, hey, Honorable Joyce has left us. Avoidable struggle. She is still in the struggle to make things better in this country because all of us who serve, whether in politics or the church or the kingdom, we are all in the struggle to make things better.
The Ministry of ICT contributed over 100 million as condolences towards the barrier arrangements. The Musuklan leader Omutaka Muyingo talked about the late as a person who played a pivotal role in his clan.
Buyajja n'atandika okuweereza ssaabasajja gya Kabaka n'amuweereza mu bulamu bwe bwonna okukyusa lw'afudde.
Others, including the family members and the children of the late, spoke highly about his life and applauded him for laying a good foundation.
He respected pretty much everybody. I loved his sense of humor. Ng'ayinza okubeera n'osanga omwami akuba bulooka n'ayimirira n'amubuuza.
Engineer Daniel Ssebuggwaawo died before his birthday on 23rd December. He was 89 years old. He will be buried tomorrow, 23rd December 2024, at his ancestral home in Kasanyi Nkumba, Bukorwa Ntebe. Deborah Namamonde, Daniel Lugemwa.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. In more news, Uganda's permanent representative to the United Nations, Adonia Ayebare, has appreciated government ministries, agencies and departments for providing quality services to Ugandans living in the diaspora. He was speaking at the Patriotic League of Uganda Diaspora Symposium to address issues affecting Ugandans living abroad.
The Director for External Affairs in the Patriotic League of Uganda, Michael Katunji, one of the key speakers, noted that the symposium aims to tackle challenges faced by those living in the diaspora.
There are many. Some of them have learned fraud committed by some of their relatives in Uganda. Some have lost their passports. They don't know where to go. The embassies are very far from someone who's in California, and the embassy is in Washington. Some of them, their IDs have expired. So these are some of the issues.
Michael Mawanda, the Director for Mobilization of the League, revealed that the symposium, in partnership with government ministries, aims to unveil services available to Ugandans in the diaspora.
We are having a conversation, discussion with them of the benefits of the services that are available for our people who are living outside Uganda, so that they don't remain in the dark as if things have not improved in Uganda.
Uganda's permanent representative at the United Nations, Adonia Ayebare, also commended the government for its continued efforts in delivering quality services, but urged citizens in the diaspora to remain patriotic and engage with their home country.
We really want to thank the government departments here, the Ministry of Labour, Immigration,
Investment Authority, NIRA and NITA, for really providing services. My embassy has been giving them space, giving them every diaspora event I have sent, and they have also recruited some of my staff to issue national IDs, renew passports, to providing services. I think we are doing well there.
Ministries that participated in the symposium included the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Gender, NIRA, among others.
We have a mediation team. We have our legal team that helps to see the illegalities that transpired so that the corrections can be made and you can get back your property.
Many of you are now American, many of you are Swedish, many of you are British. You need facilities, you need visas to come to Uganda. Be informed that all services of the DCAC, which is immigration, are automated.
Justine Nakami, Kenneth Tanaba, UBC News.
Educationists in private universities have called upon government to support private universities to implement strategies that are put in place for science courses in line with the Vision 2040. They also hailed government for enabling them contribute towards quality education. Let's have a look.
Over 53 universities are registered in the country, of which 44 of them are private. Educationists in private universities have appealed to government to support private universities implement strategies that are put in place for science courses in line with the Vision 2040. The director of Vast International University in Naweru, Wakiso District, Dr. Gracious Alio Kazara, says science courses are in line with the Vision 2040 and need government support.
Strategies have been put in place. One of them is to phase out already existing non-marketable courses, through establishing programs or courses that are in line with Vision Uganda Vision 2020-2040 and African Agenda 2063. And these are science-based courses or programs.
He was speaking during the end of academic year celebration. He said the university is in final stages of opening a vast international hospital in Aweru due in February 2025.
Where we have a project with a guest of honor of establishing Advanced International University Teaching Hospital. And the civil works, I think, are up to 90% done with that hospital. It will be around a 25-bed hospital with facilities of radiography, facilities of the laboratory. The other ones I don't know, are specialized clinics. That's all.
The Vice Chancellor, Kato Kimata Joshua, commended government through the Ministry of Education and Sports for the new curriculum.
The new lower secondary curriculum is doing wonders. And recently we have had a training course by National Council for Education called Work Practice. A course that is intended to ensure that graduates are ready to work and are suitable to work, because employers were complaining that our graduates are not employable. And as such, National Council is putting up a course which must ensure that graduates are ready for work.
Government needs to start paying science lecturers and support private universities with science equipment. Story compiled by Salongo Kasebante for UBC News.
Government has been urged to establish more rehabilitation centers for drug addicts in the country. According to mental health experts, there are a few rehabilitation centers to help Ugandans suffering from mental disorders and drug addiction, yet the numbers of people suffering from these conditions is overwhelming. Diano Olwenyi reports.
The call came up during a get-together party for the ghetto youth undergoing a presidential initiative on rehabilitation and skilling of ghetto youth in Mutungo, Kampala.
Madam Baleche, programs of first Novatan so Zirengera. But I'm so colachi, but Zirengera, Tomuka, Abeda, rehabilitated Abeda Murunji.
The young people who have battled drug addiction under this presidential initiative gave their testimonies. Segawa Wilson is a young musician going by the stage name Pound Smaller. He has managed to revive his music career through the presidential initiative on rehabilitation and skilling of ghetto youth.
As we musicians, they link you up to other studios they have, whereby they can give you support and they guide you in your career. That's why I got that positive, and that's what I've got through the presidential initiative, though as me in my career, because they have linked me up to other productions and other producers and other studios, whereby I've started taking up to my music to another level.
Christian Mafijiri, who had battled drug addiction for 12 years and now owns an organization helping young people battling a similar problem, is calling for concerted efforts to have more rehabilitation centers in the country.
Well, we could have a center just like this one, which you see is free of charge. Because most people cannot afford these services. I have seen for myself firsthand, so many people, families give up simply because of the cost of rehabilitation.
Namale Juliet, a presidential private secretary on youth affairs, graced the occasion with a strong call for the youth to desist from all acts of lawlessness.
Let us say no. Okay? Nze nkusaba n'obuwombeefu bungi obulamu bwo okugenda. Ne bw'aba omukulembeze w'eggwanga tomwagala, tomulonda, naye teweenyigira mu bumenyi bw'amateeka.
These youths undergoing rehabilitation are expected to be integrated next year into the presidential skilling initiative to further their dreams of becoming self-reliant. Diano Olwen Peters, UBC News in Kampala.
Furthermore, Christians have been called to raise children according to the teachings of Christ, emphasizing the importance of instilling in them the true meaning of Christmas. Pastor Charles Mwebaza of Rema Christian Fellowship, Najana Nkumbi, highlighted the negative impact of child abuse, noting that it often leads children down a harmful path, potentially resulting in a bleak future.
Pastor Charles Mwebaza of Rena Christian Fellowship Church, Najana Nkumbi, has encouraged Christians to use Christmas as an opportunity to demonstrate care, generosity and love towards one another. He emphasizes that child abuse within families can result into a bleak future.
These days, parents take much care looking for things of this world. We want to care for one another. We have to care for the areas around. We have to care for the needy. We have to care for the orphans. We have to go and help those the poor, the needy, and all that.
Pastor Mwebaza later turned to married couples to show mutual respect, creating an environment where love can thrive and children can grow up in a nurturing atmosphere.
In marriage, a wife should submit more to the husband, and the husband should take much more care to the wife than ever. So, through that, our siblings are going to enjoy the atmosphere of Christmas. And from there, life is going to be in abundance.
Story compiled by Chontawaire Proscovia for UBC News.
Christians have been cautioned to be very careful about their lives amidst celebrating Christmas. This is a message from different church leaders across Uganda on respecting this day by loving one another and sharing a little that they have to others. Apostle Michael Chimuli of CDMI Evangelical Church, Stephen Sebiala of Christ Church. Jetintali are among the church leaders who preached this message.
Christmas is not about drinking and eating yourself as if you have never eaten. Christmas is not about indulging in sin, indulging in evil activities. No way. I know this is a day when people can come together as family, can visit their beloved ones. It's wonderful to even to demonstrate love, because that is one of the reasons Jesus came. He is love. He came as a sign of love, loving humanity. So can we demonstrate love? Can we show love? I mean the love of God, the agape love, the love that has no conditions. So go, shower love to your mother, shower love to your relatives and all that. But please, let us be very careful. This is just one day. Let this not one day take all your energy, get loans and get borrow money. No, you don't have to borrow because of Christmas. No, if you've not, please use what you have.
I pray that this Jesus whose birthday we celebrate today will come and be in your life, not outside your life. By then, there was no room where he was born for him, because maybe of ignorance or blindness or darkness that covered the time. But today we live in different time of life or time of the year. It's my prayer that there will be room for Jesus in your life. There was no room then, but I pray there's room for him in your life, in your family, in your business. I pray that there will be a room and you allow Jesus to sit at the driving seat of your life, to drive your life. He was born that we may have life and have it more abundantly. I pray that he will be born in your heart. He will be born in your life, and that the intended life he wanted to bring will be your life. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas again and a productive 2025. The Lord richly bless you as you embrace the Lord in your heart and you receive him. Amen.
After organizing a successful week-long 15th annual gathering of Bible Nations Believers Conference, Caring Heart Victory Community Church on Kagula Hill, Kakiri, Wakiso District is now focusing on Christmas. Let's have a look.
Around this time, most attention around the country is focused on shopping ahead of Christmas. That's on Wednesday next week. At Caring Heart Victory Community Church on Kagula Hill, Kakiri Wakiso District, the mood is the art of giving, which is more blessed than receiving.
We are inviting the masses, we are inviting Ugandans to come and celebrate along with us, but we'll be giving out gifts, we'll be giving out prizes to people. We want to show them love. We've been doing that from the start of the year, but we want to do it. We don't want people to stay home because they don't have. We want to show them that somebody cares. But why is somebody caring so much? Because of Jesus who lives in us. As the scripture I read, that Christ is seated in our hearts. If Christ is seated in our hearts, then Christ will come out and do what he's supposed to do through us. It's not us. So we are inviting the people. You don't have anything to eat. You don't have anything to drink. You don't have anything to wear. You have no hope for future. We are here for you. Just come.
Lead Pastor Paul Musisi says it's a celebration of the living Christ who manifests in the real divine intervention. Pastor Musisi says that for Christ to live in us, caring for your neighbor during this period is a must, and it will be manifested during the Christmas bonanza that will be lit with praise.
Christmas is about love and giving. Christmas we kubanga Katonda kuwagala ate Katonda bwe yagala ensi n'okuwaayo n'awaayo omwana we. So tuleme kukyogerako bwogezi naye tukikole. Wano tukikola tukissa mu nkola.
Like in Acts of the Apostles chapter 3 verse 6 to 8, in which Peter says, "Silver or gold I do have not, but what I do have I give." Caring Heart has indeed given to its community, especially those that belong to the choir.
There is only one rule you must follow in order to be a winner. Number 1, defeat the undefeatable. You, step forward. I want you to box the air until it falls down. I'm not seeing it falling in. You see it falling in. Box, harder. Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Prestige Driving School, with over 20 years of driving training experiences and with more than 40 branches across Uganda. Licensed by the Ministry of Works and Transport and the only ISO certified driving school in the country. Offers fresh learner driving training, advanced driver training, defensive driving, and more. Enroll and become a professional driver. Prestige Driving School.
Affordable, professional, and safe.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Naila Avenue. The Ministry of Education and Sports is emphasizing teaching of science subjects for development. The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Kedres Turiagenda, represented by the Principal Education Officer, Dungu Ronald, said this at the Uganda Mathematics Society Conference in Kampala.
These 305 pupils and students across the country have been trained by the Uganda Mathematical Society at Light Academy Secondary School, Chigo, in Wakiso District. 55 of these have been selected for further training, of which 15 will represent Uganda at various Olympiads in East Africa and 6 at the International Olympiad in Europe next year. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, Kedres Turiagenda, represented by the Principal Education Officer, Dungu Ronald, expressed his happiness to see the youngsters being groomed into future scientists.
We are happy as a Ministry of Education to see the youngsters being groomed into future scientists. Mathematics is a key subject in our curriculum, and it is the bedrock for sciences. As a government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, we encourage science development.
Dungu says The ministry will ensure teachers are motivated. He appeals to schools and other stakeholders to support the teaching of sciences, especially mathematics.
We are working hard to make sure that the motivation of the teachers is good so that we can deliver the right curriculum. We encourage the Mathematics Society to work hand in hand with the schools to develop structures in the schools like the mathematics clubs that will pursue interest of the learners in the mathematics subject.
The coordinator, Uganda Mathematical Science, Hassan Waswa Kayondo, says they are working closely with schools to interest more pupils and students in the teaching of sciences.
Basically, the group we've gotten, they're going to go to the second round. We hope to use January or even the first term holidays, April, May. Want to reskill them more. The idea was just to identify those gifted, talented mathematicians so that we can train them in the mathematics Olympiad syllabus, and then we try maybe at getting medals and honorable mentions in various categories.
With motivation, we got to understand something. I know we didn't understand everything, though there are those that understood everything. But we did understand we are not remaining the same, right? I believe there's something that has been added to us, and that's what we shall live with to share with the world.
I'm Nafka Farida and Mganga Henry reporting.
The honesty in that, quite remarkable. It is a sub-region once famous for cotton growing and a food basket for Uganda, famous for maize, cassava, millet, among other food crops. This repute has since vanished with changing times, making the region one of the poorest in eastern Uganda. Dr. Monica Mosenero led area leaders to embrace a 16-year strategic plan to make Bukedi great again.
This is an NRM manifesto program.
When the parish development model was adopted, launched and unveiled in Kibuku district in early 2022, everyone was anxious.
It needs a lot of commitment, of leadership at all levels, and I'm optimistic that the project will succeed.
We want to make sure this thing helps them to get out of poverty. That is our prayer as the people from this region.
More than 2 years later, there are poultry, dairy and piggery farmers to retrace their incomes.
Funiyemo ngahani ndi ulangi pangi hisero bandi mire komire mogo abana bali kusoma ngahani ndi ulangi ranganywiremo.
The quest to incorporate coffee, cocoa and fish farming has led to development of a new strategic plan called the Bukedi Sub-Region Accelerated Wealth Creation.
Most of the things that we are saying that we are putting now, it's not new. In 1996, the President's strategic plan, I actually put it out yesterday. It was talking about coffee.
The mission and vision is to revive that history.
Phase one, the average household income should be 5 million annually. We are on a journey. The target is by 2040, the poorest person should be earning 30 million. In Uganda shillings as per the value as it is now.
The initiative is categorized in 3 phases, programmed to run from 2024 to 2040. Commercialized agriculture between 2024 to 2030. Industrialization between 2030 to 2035. And the high-tech economy between 2035 to 2040. This also includes turning districts and towns of Bukedi into modern cities.
For that particular region, what we have added is cocoa. But the difference is mobilizing the leadership on the ground so that we own. Because of that lack of ownership, they brought Monabagaga Wale, they brought the modernization of agriculture, NADS came, Operation Wealth Creation. And all those resources are poured in, but they are destroyed. They just get damaged. But now we are ready. We don't want PDM to pass us by. Partly this is to organize the PDM such that we channel people into sustainable development.
So, leaders and all natives of Bukedi sub-region have a role to play. During the first breakfast meeting in Kampala, all supported the new strategic plan, which the president launched in August 2024. The total investment is estimated to cost 657.36 billion Uganda shillings in the 3 phases.
People have been stealing money, global fund, my back in Prime Minister's office, and the list is long. If some few people stole the cooperative money, they have been arrested. For us as Bukedi, not South Bukedi, we want our share, which government too, and we are going to produce money.
If I understood better the discussion, coffee, cocoa, and other things, my question is, are we going to have that time to be inducted and also to have an assessment to say that this zone, this particular crop can do better? Because we may end up misfiring because of the excitement. And if that is to be done, maybe we need to have a time frame when that can be done.
Did you know that the eggs eaten the whole of Eastern are coming from Uganda? Did you know that? For example, eggs are eaten in every training center in Bukedi. Those making chapati and eggs. Did you know that there is a ready market there? So I want to invite you that each of us should assign himself or herself to do something at home. Make your home an industrial home.
The recently conducted 2024 National Housing and Population Census put the population of Bukedi at over 2.3 million. This also included 800,000 households in a land area of 4,504 square kilometers. Here, a 75% increased industrial level production of prioritized crops and animals by 2040, and a 30 million increased household income per year is projected.
If you have expertise in a different aspect, bring in that knowledge. Don't only use it elsewhere, but take the knowledge to Bukedi. Let us mobilize our people for prosperity.
The strategic plan was launched, but it has to be disseminated to the elite class of Bukedi. So today, the breakfast will majorly to take through that class, that group of people, to also to appreciate what is in the strategic plan.
The theme for the breakfast meeting was From Poverty to Prosperity, Breaking Barriers to Wealth Creation in Bukedi. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And in sports, Uganda Badminton Federation is winding up the year with focus on women. The federation organized a women technical workshop with emphasis on officiation. Over 15 women participated, and Uganda has majorly male technical officials who dominate badminton as part, and chances of having women officiate at international stage is likely.
One, and of course we are looking at having many of these where we shall have more national women workshops, but also not underlooking the men. We shall also organize one for the men where they not so that they have left them behind. So many will be coming in, and of course we have to see that we grade them to be on international level. A week ago also we had sent players, that is Rita Simwe and of course Elizabeth Mwesugwa, where they went to the finals of the HSB 1000 in China, and that's where they were officiating, and of course trying to see that we have also the people with disability as officials.
We want to say that we've been successful with our course that was started on Thursday, and we have been able to successfully complete it today. The participants were taken through practical exams, theoretical exams, and I think they have excelled. We are waiting for their results. We hope that whoever has been part of this course will stay with us in improving and empowering women in badminton as technical officials.
Preparing for my after actively being on court, what next? So I'm paving a way for my next step after being an active player. And right now I've been equipped with knowledge of line judging, umpiring, so meaning I can do anything after I actively play, or even during the times I play. If I'm not on court, I can also be as an official. That will be increasing on my, probably, my financials.
There were various things that I was lacking as an upcoming line judge who is aspiring to be as an umpire too. We learned very many things, like how an umpire can handle the court, how they can overcome any wrangles that happen at the court, what are the roles of an umpire, what are the roles of a line judge, how we have to conduct ourselves as officials, as technical officials, and the confidence that we have to show as we are going to court.
The 2024 Finance Trust Bank Women's Super League has witnessed its penultimate round with action at various stadia. Let's have a look.
Reigning Finance Trust Bank Women's Super League champions Kaimpe Muslim Ladies Football Club has beaten Toro Queens 3-1 to confirm top of the table status going into Christmas.
I'm happy that at least we have secured the 3 points. In addition, with some good goals, that is 3, though we have conceded a goal. There's some improvement when you look at the way they're attacking, but still we squandered very many chances, which I think we need to sit down and really work on them.
Goals by Samari Nakachwa, Agnes Nabukenya and Hadija Nandago were all Kawempe needed to go on to 24 points after 10 games played.
First of all, I want to send my heartfelt gratitude to my fellow players and the coaches. It has been their great input and a dedication to this beautiful game, because we've been lacking a few points to lead the table. And I won't say there wasn't pressure. Yeah, of course, there is some little pressure that pushes us. And I think this has been a boost. A win that we've gotten is pushing us to looking forward to playing Kampala Queens. And it is one of the best teams you look around in the league.
In other games played, a second-placed Kampala Queens that has 22 points from 10 games defeated Olida High School 3-0, as Uganda Matters Lubaga edged Lady Doves 2-0. As it stands on the 12-team log, Amos College is third with 21 points, Lady Doves fourth with 20, and Arenas SS Women Football Club fifth on 17 points. The 2 relegation slots are occupied by Toro Queens and Wakiso Hill Football Club. The league's first round will climax next weekend with the 2 fixtures highlighted by the top of the table Kawempe versus Kampala Queens fixture, as Olida hosts Uganda Matters Lubaga. Lady Doves player Reste Kobusobos is the top scorer with 9 goals. Kawempe Muslims Agnes Nabukenya has 6, while Renes's Fiona Arach and Amos College's Shailin Opisa have 5 goals each.
And that brings us to the end of the 8 o'clock edition. Do join us at 10 o'clock. Have yourselves a lovely one.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Paint and win. Yes, yeah, Blascon paint and win. The cook round. Chicho, buy paint worth 100.